Next 2 hours we'll be looking at the individual apparatus finals, starting with the beam and the floor, and then looking back at some of the earlier action from this afternoon's program, the vault and the asymmetric bars. Getting the action underway, the 17-year-old from Deva in Romania, Lavinia Milicevic, already claiming a gold in the vault final in this individual finale. Lavinia is bitterly disappointed with her performance in the all-around competition, but her performance will be watched very closely by Eurosport's resident expert, Monica Phelps.
And Lavinia having a tough draw in these last two finals, first up on both beam and floor, but of course the draw took place back in February. But so far, other than the side somersault, on which she had a 10th deduction, the back series with 2 saltos well executed. Those 2 jumps quite hesitant, really. The second of the 2 should have had the free leg up to the horizontal to be classed as a scoring element. And there the Miller, and that a very poor transition to stand. And a very solid exercise there from Milicevic. One minor wobble, but other than that, a good start. But I'm sure that the best is yet to come. It's going to be a tough final.
Well, no stranger to world-class competition, and also a world champion in this apparatus in 1993 when the individual worlds were held in Birmingham. But as Monica has pointed out, there's a whole wealth of young talent that is coming through from Eastern Europe at the moment, and it won't all be Milicevic's way. Not easy having to set the pace first up of the 8 finalists.
We've seen some quite high scores in this women's event, because considering this is a new code of points and already the marks have started to lift into the 9.7s and the 9.8s, what is going to happen 2 years from now? They're going to have outgrown the rule book yet again, where I think the men, on the other hand, are handling the new code far better. As yet, an excellent score is a 9.7, so they've got growth. Their opening score 9.85, so only 0.15 left for better routines.
And had an improvement on Lavinia's scoring from the all-around competition, where she scored just a 9.8. Elodie Lussac makes her step into the senior ranks, having achieved European Championship status in the junior division just a year ago. If you've been following Eurosport's coverage of the international scene of artistic gymnastics, you'd have seen Elodie take a terrible tumble in her warm-up for the floor final in the Worlds in Brisbane 3 weeks ago. She's made a tremendous recovery, and this brave little fighter in her second final of these 4 apparatus individuals.
Yes, that was a nasty clash where the knee met the face, and she had a fractured nose and cheekbone and lost 2 teeth. And it's not just the physical damage to the injury, but it's the loss of confidence that often happens. But Elodie seems none the worse for wear mentally. Flick layout, flick, and oh, very nice combination. Series of 4 acrobatic skills, the final a full twisting flick to chest roll. Competed first of all without the full twist by Olga Corbett. And repeating it in combination from a split jump. The gymnasts are allowed to have the same elements score twice, providing they are from different combinations. In other words, a different element leading into the skill or from the skill. Full in, back out, piked. And I didn't have a stopwatch on it, but I think the pause before the final tumble, it shouldn't have been as long as 2 seconds without a penalty. And I think she was bordering on that.
Well, Elodie, part of a young French squad that really is rising up the international ranks with a very promising 4th position in the seniors team competition, and also some very impressive young stars in the junior section, which has also been taking place parallel to this senior competition in Sweden.
And I think we're seeing the dismount. There, the Arab spring and the full twist, and the back somersault following the full twist in the piked position. Xi Mao from China, one of the 2 Chinese coaches now in charge of the French team. 2nd girl up, so that puts her in 2nd place with a score of 9-7. But with 9-7, I doubt very much whether she'll retain that position, seeing as the leader has 9-8-5, and that is Lavinia Milicevic.
Well, 3rd up of the 8 finalists. Monica Martin of Spain. Spain have already been celebrating earlier on this afternoon with a marvellous performance by her teammate Mercedes Pacheco, claiming the bronze medal in the asymmetric bars. That'll be coming up after we've seen this beam and floor final, so certainly worth staying tuned for, but a competition and a European Championships for the Spanish delegation to remember. And Monica, at 17 years of age, from Gijon, herself, well, quite a mean performer in this, her specialised apparatus, the beam.
Yes, I think the Spaniards are re-emerging once again. We did have, leading up to Barcelona, a tremendous surge of performance from the Spanish girls. And obviously they were preparing to put on a good show, and so they did, coming 5th in the team championships in Barcelona. But now, as I said, that they're restocking, and the youngsters are now coming through into the senior ranks and doing extremely well. And of course, even though it is their first appearance on the major international circuit, by the time they achieve this, they are well-seasoned performers, having had lots of international experience as juniors. That's a difficult leap. Bending the leg up and taking the eyes away from the line of the beam. She's already had 1 good back tumble. That's gain a flick, flick, layout. Wobbling on the landings, but basically lack of belief. And she ceases to become the newcomer. She'll have more self-confidence. Again, a hesitation, but again, a very difficult jump. High scoring, too. Flick to 1, flick to 2, double tuck. Well, that was really excellent gymnastics. Unfortunately, it was marred by 4 really large wobbles, and so she's going to lose a 10th for each of those 4 wobbles. But it was beautiful gymnastics, excellent quality of work. And look at that half twist to handstand backward circle, an innovative mount. And beautifully prepared gymnast. By that I mean lovely leg extension, good shoulder flexion, good middle body strength. But you see the footwork really, really accurate right down the center, shoulders over the top, but just losing it in the middle body. And it won't be lack of strength in the middle body, it'll be lack of belief in herself.
Possible bout of the nerves for Monica Martin. This the only final of the 4 contested today that she has qualified for. Goes into 3rd position, 9.537, but for a youngster who's qualified for her first major final, she'll be delighted whether it's 3rd or 8th position, and also she'll be pleased to take home that 11th position in the all-around competition, and the Spanish will be celebrating their bronze medal for many, many a month to come. Well, from the Spanish challenge, we move on to the Belarusian star, Elodie Piskun, 16 years of age, from Belarus. She claimed a silver medal in the vault, and again looking to do battle with the Romanians and the Russian girls, as she has done throughout these European Championships.
And Piskun, like Podkapayeva, 2 very powerful, stocky gymnasts. Just a different build to the rest, but very capable. Nice front mount immediately into jump. Nice combination there. The jump with 1 leg in tuck and 1 leg in pike into the full twisting Corbett. And that's a debatable connection. She did change leg split leap into the C zone, but really it should be a tempo link. Well executed full spin though. Preparations, they never seem to disguise them well enough. Look, oh yes, what a curler! Flick to 2 feet, full twisting back somersault. That was fabulous. Change leg split. It's a 2nd gymnastic jump, just in case one of them doesn't count. Now the dismount, Arab spring, double pike. And that was a good routine, a very, very good exercise. Very good indeed. Only a minor slackness around the knees and ankles, but good work there. The jump, not quite connected, a little adjustment of the feet. Unfortunately, from the end view, one of the judges would see a very slack left leg in that full twisting Corbett. But that's a very difficult skill, and although her feet weren't centralized, there the whistle, just obvious to say that she has got to get off the beam. She must have left the beam within 5 seconds from the whistle.
Chasing 9.850, 9.787 for Elodie Piskun, who goes into 2nd position. Lavinia Milicevic still in the top place in this individual apparatus for the beam final. We'll take a short commercial break, but we'll be back with the resume of this competition, and of course the Russian girls of Fabricianona and Korkina to come after the break.